just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing the discussion from yesterday that went down oh so well, and by that I mean not even remotely, as if it wasn't apparent enough based on the views. The reason why is because something quite terrible happened in DC, and some people have been assigning blame. I don't care to assign blame, but I will present what those who do blame say, because I'd rather not be that person. I know that when it comes to being a social media influencer, there is a risk. A live streamer, a political commentator. It doesn't matter what you do, we are all quite privileged with this being an occupation. YouTube has been my job for 10 years almost. 10 years in June, by the way. I am very lucky that for 9 of those years, it's been my full-time job. And I'm lucky to have gotten as far as I have without being well and truly cancelled yet. Others have, as time has gone by, gotten bigger and bigger. This causes problems, especially when your ego is not kept in check, you're too prideful to admit you can be wrong, or you delve into something that is far too black-pilled and it ends up corrupting. I'm not justifying anything that is said by those who are going to cover, obviously, Hassan. There might be some IDub stuff later if we have time, for a different subject entirely. It just tickles me and also ties into another person that has opinions on this that you'll see soon, don't worry. Consider it foreshadowing, there's going to be something else that ties in. With Hassan, he's gotten worse and worse as far as I'm concerned, and now he has gotten enough negativity. I do truly believe it's going to get much worse for him, but whether that is justified or not, it is not my place to say. I also don't believe Twitch will act on it, even if Amazon lent on them, because Hassan is one of the biggest left-leaning voices on the platform, and they would need him to maintain that message. So we'll start with a clip that I would say started it, but didn't really start it per se, but came from CNN. So I might get a copyright claim on this. I'm hoping not, but you never know with them.
But all of us need to call it out. I'm thinking about the New York Times doing a gauzy profile a few weeks ago of this gamer, Hassan Piker, who regularly employs awful genocidal rhetoric against Jewish people in the Jewish state.
Hassan Piker is not a gamer. He might try and pretend he is with the odd game stream here and there. He is a political commentator and reaction live streamer. You know this because of all the dead air in his live streams. The man relies heavily on his chat for engagement because he doesn't have original thought, he doesn't plan his shows, he just goes live for X number of hours. That's all he does. His reaction content, and I'll say it outright, I don't care for reaction content at all, but he does that. He might claim to do a charity stream here and there, but he had to be begged and pleaded with for a long time just to do one on the content nuke. And I think he's done a reaction to what he's dubbed the slop tubers, but since he did a video which we covered yesterday, or the thumbnail of it anyway, covering Joe Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis, I don't think he has a leg to stand on. But we'll get to that in a moment. Don't worry, there's more from CNN first, and this, yes, was an interjection to hopefully mitigate the copyright claim they'll undoubtedly try on.
Like, extremists should not be empowered. People who spout prejudice should not be platformed. This is a moment when we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, we've got to stop this because the consequences are deadly.
I'm going to need to provide some context here. Elias Rodriguez gunned down 2 Israeli embassy staff members outside a Jewish museum in DC. He has been charged with first-degree murder. He fired 21 times, 9mm shots. His gun was slide-locked back, meaning he had emptied everything he had into them. One, in fact, had tried to crawl away. People in question were a couple, Sarah-Lynn Milgram and Yaron Lishinsky. This happened on Wednesday. When he was arrested, he was screaming, Elias, that is, Free Palestine. There's been much in the way of speculation as to whether or not Elias was a subscriber or a fan, a follower of Hassan Piker. I found no evidence to support that. That's not to say it's true or false, but I know that has been a discussion. I'll leave a tweet on the screen for those who are interested. Because of the rhetoric that is espoused on social media, this has led to many believing that social media needs to be regulated in some way, like political commentators. To do so would cut into a market and a field and leave it solely to journalists. But journalists can't be trusted anyway. We've seen how they've handled the white crosses in South Africa. They're not doing so well on that one. I cannot support any bans if the ban is solely based on the ability to speak. I do agree that consequences need to exist for those who push what is considered extremist, and we need to accept there is an extreme left and an extreme right, not tolerant left and extreme right. The fact that CNN now, of all places, are willing to say things like this entertains me to no end. And there are people who are like Hassan, very extreme in how they interpret things, try and justify perhaps. So perhaps I should include a clip of that here before we get to a response from Hassan himself.
Smart move on not covering current events, by the way. You mean specific current events or in general? Because, yeah, I think, two pro-peace Jews dead. Read what they were saying. Pro-peace is crazy.
I'm going to state now, I do not like, and I will not tolerate, I will not accept anyone that tries to justify or tries to argue in favor of anything violent as a solution. I can't do it. When it comes to us streamers especially, we should never do. In fact, it violates TOS. Any creator does that. If I do it on YouTube, I'm going to get a strike. I'm more than likely going to have my channel terminated. There are some, though, that seem to get away with this on multiple platforms, and Dan Clancy is directly responsible.
Yes, I did know has repeatedly made calls to violence and multiple protesting isn't enough. Bye. No, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. YouTube video scared me. No. And that sentiment, though, is 1000% true. That protesting isn't enough.
This individual ties in to a possible topic later concerning Skulls and Ethan Klein. Thought I'd just mention that. Additionally, when it comes to the subject of peaceful protesting, if you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish via peaceful protesting in current year, yes, a dead argument. If you can't, then chances are you suck at what you're doing. You need to be backed by the right people, who you know is key to this. It's not just about virtue signaling, and if anyone tries to use physical violence as a means to get their point across, their point is going to be immediately discarded. It really is. If anything, it poisons the well and harms what you're trying to accomplish even more. So how did Hassan respond to this? Well, he responded on Twitter, initially with a post, and I thought I'd read that first. He retweeted The Observer, who had the CNN video. The Observer had said the head of the ADL directly blames Hassan. The full force of the US government is about to come down on him. When these things happen, politicians look for scapegoats to show that they're doing something. Hassan will be the guy. Hassan said Israel is an apartheid state doing a live-streamed that work. I think it's wrong and dangerous to conflate these heinous actions with Jewish people. The Apartheid Defense League doesn't because they think they can improve Israel's standing by silencing its critics. It won't change the truth. Whether he is right or not, it is not my place to say just yet. But it does seem interesting that many people believe this to be a virtue signal. Now there is more, because he did say some bits. I'll play that clip here.
But like I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the shooting is so crazy that it's like you could not have designed a incident like this. You could not have designed a better false flag incident like this. I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying that. I think this is just a one dude who is genuine in his actions and maybe, you know, a little bit brain broken. Okay.
Is it me, or if you listen to that without having any political like leanings, does that sound a lot like a certain A.Jones guy? Does it sound like him a little bit? Everything's a bit of a conspiracy. Are you about to start selling supplements? Is that it? Okay. I'm very impressed with the brazen attitude, especially considering other clips of what you've said have been doing their rounds, and they've been at it to Dan Clancy, Twitch, and Amazon.
I think like this will never happen, but in a totally just world, any kind of, regardless of your background, any kind of Zionist tendency should be treated in the same way as being a rabid neo-Nazi. And you shouldn't even let someone be the local dog catcher as Felix was posting if they've ever exhibited any sort of like positive feelings about the state of Israel.
That statement's not going to go anywhere, Hassan. It really isn't. And as far as optics go, this one doesn't help you. Although I don't believe for a second Twitch, Amazon, YouTube, I don't think anyone is going to punish you. And I do believe in free speech, so I don't think you should be punished, but I'm acutely aware on the terms of service on all platforms and know that that would get anyone else suspended, just not you. And I would say ban like Twitch's bans, but they're not bans, they're suspensions. They're short term. You want to actually hit Hassan, You need to take his monetization away for a time, but they won't, because he makes the money. Based on terms of service, you should be punished. I do believe you should be allowed to speak, but I'm acutely aware that that does not mean you're consequence-free. The most popular streamer on Twitch is Asmongold in this commentary space, and he's been catching Hassan out with Hassan's own lies, accusing Asmon, for example, of peddling the notion of black fatigue, for example.
Which is like, I'm sorry, the lamest way to be a white supremacist. Just say it. Just say the N-word, dude. Like, that is so frustrating, where it's like, you're such a pussy that on the one hand, you're like you just can't openly be racist. You have to just be like, oh, I just have black fatigue.
To him, we're tired of her. Isn't a thing. Bitch. This is exactly why black fatigue is a thing. Black fatigue isn't a thing.
You're like, oh, I just have black fatigue.
Why are you literally just lying?
More and more people are scrutinizing you, Hassan, which you may well consider a form of relevancy, but I would urge you to be a bit more cautious with how reactive and volatile you truly are. Because of your lack of intelligence, again, Rutgers, I'm going to judge you incredibly harshly here and point out that you don't have much in the way of an original thought unless it includes you saying effing all the time, accompanies at least 10 to 15 seconds of dead air, and relies on your chat to help you structure the right adjective. I'm not entirely convinced you know what an adjective is. On the screen is an image of interest, because apparently Hassan's Discord, or Hascord, as has been known or referenced by Yeet on Twitter, who are blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked by Hassan, so probably blocked again now, he's gone scorched earth. Just the thing, based on Discord's own terms of service, you wouldn't have a Discord server either. You'd know this if you paid any attention. If this is true, and you have in fact scorched earth your server, you are definitely very much aware that you are in trouble and you need to make it all vanish. The problem you've got is, X, Twitter, is a great demonstration of the internet really is forever, because there's no way you're getting rid of all these clips, and I have them as well, so I'd happily re-upload them on my own Twitter anyway, because I find this stuff hilarious. To be so disingenuous and so unnecessarily aggressive, and then when it gets a bit hot, to allegedly erase it all, the poison in your own area, your own little echo chamber, amuses me. I don't think in the, 6-7 years I've had, and it's probably closer to 8 years now I've had a Discord server, I don't think I've deleted message logs. Individual things have been hit here and there, yes, but not like this. No, mostly because my community's not that poisonous. We're a bit nicer, indifferent as well to what you consider to be a real-world problem. Most of us just want to pay our bills. Now, sadly, I don't believe I have enough time to include the iDubbbz Skull stuff that then ties into Anissa, to H3H3, and to further incel accusations. And that guy we showed a clip of earlier, with the hair down the middle, blonde one side, brown the other, whose name I've completely forgotten. That important, I know. So that might well become an extra video tomorrow, if not, a Megon 2 on Monday. As a final thing, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. I will also be streaming on Rumble as well, I think, doing a politics stream. I do hope to see you there. If not, have a wonderful day, everyone, and thank you so much for listening. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to smash the like. That really helps the channel. Ta-ta, everyone.